Hey guys, welcome back to Football by Rob. It's Rob here. Just gonna do a quick breakdown of the Liverpool Arsenal game over the weekend and give you my two bits on it. Just wanna put the hygiene stuff out of the way. If you like my content, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this video with anybody who you think might enjoy it. And yeah, that's about it. I also make these artwork related T-shirts that you could consider checking out if you want. They're football and pop culture related mostly, and there's no AI involved in the creative process. So yeah, that's about it. I'll leave a link for the site in the description, so you can check it out there if you want. Every little bit helps if you want to support. And yeah, let's get into the video because yeah, it's not gonna be a fun one. So right off the bat, this was touted as one of those title 3 pointers, title 6 pointers rather. And both Liverpool and Arsenal are being regarded as the favorites, at least in the early stages of the season. And I think it was a very cagey affair. It was one of those peak Barclays type of games where it wasn't like a slugfest. Everybody's going punch for punch and box to box, end to end. It wasn't like that. There was a lot of defensive solidarity in both the teams, in my opinion. And I think that was very impressive, especially from our point of view, because we lost William Saliba in the 5th minute of the game. So, I mean, I have to give a lot of props to our guy Christian Mosquera here, because yeah, right here, because he came on in the 5th minute, and I guess this was his Premier League debut, and he did not look out of place at all. I mean, he basically nullified Hugo Ekitike coming at him, and even when Florian Wirtz was trying to roam around in those sort of regions, him and Gabriel, they did a really good job. I think David Raya was also really good, barring the goal. I mean, actually, you know what? I can't even be mad at him for the goal, to be honest, because it's just such a good shot that you cannot help but just, appreciate it, applaud it. You have to give props where it's due, in my opinion. And I mean, like, how to say? Initially, when I saw the first highlight, I thought his positioning was a bit off, Raya's. But then in the highlights, in the replays and everything, I saw that actually he had made all the correct moves and he was doing the right thing in terms of trying to save that ball. I mean, and also if you notice, the free kick goes off the post as well. So it's just one of those unstoppable shots, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to doff your hat to it. So props to Liverpool and props to Dominic Szoboszlai for that, because amazing goal and amazing performance as well for him. I mean, he's played right back now because Florian Wirtz is being put into the position that he would normally prefer mostly. So Szoboszlai, he's been immense, and I mean, you know what? Like with Frimpong being injured and Trent having left, this guy actually looks like he's more suited to play the sort of role that Trent used to play, where he would meander into the midfield from the defensive line. Now, Trent couldn't defend that well. Let's call a spade a spade. I think this guy can defend really well. He won all his duels yesterday. Albeit, I'd have to say that even Martinelli wasn't really giving him that much of a problem, if we are being honest. We'll get to Martinelli in a bit. But Soboslai was amazing, and not only against Arsenal, it was against Newcastle as well when he played in the right back position. He was brilliant, brilliant, and really, really good. The only thing I'll say is he doesn't have the same level of passing range that Trent used to have, but I think he more than makes up for that with his tenacity, with his ability to crash the box, with his ability to defend, and yeah, I mean, amazing, amazing player. I'd love to have somebody like him on our team. Really good, really good, really good showing. Barring that, I think most of Liverpool's team was more or less dealt with, and we kept them under check, to be honest. It's like, uh, how do we, how do we break it down? It's just one of those, moment games, and it's just one moment that has won them that game. But at the same time, I will say that there is blame to be portioned out to Arteta for the sort of negative mindset. Now, again, this goes two ways, right? Because uh, hypothetically, if Arsenal can say convert a set piece or get a goal somehow and come away with a win, similar to the United game, albeit I will say that Liverpool are leaps and bounds ahead in terms of quality and ability than current Man United are right now. But if they come back from that, then again everyone is hailing it as a defensive masterclass, like just like we have seen people like Mourinho do in the past. But I think this game required a sort of situation where we had risk takers, but instead Arsenal were way more, how to say, safe, risk averse type, and it just didn't feel right. Now I can understand that they think that Liverpool are a difficult team to play against and they don't want to leave any gaps. Fair enough. We've been turned over by Liverpool at Anfield way too many times in my lifetime, to be honest. So I can understand that point of view. But again, like I'll be let's go through the team. Like Raya was fine. Apart from the goal, he was great. And I mean, you can't even blame him for the goal. So let's not. I think Calafiori was great. I was worried about Calafiori, to be honest. I thought Salah is gonna turn him inside and out, but Calafiori held his own and won a lot of duels. Did not let Salah do anything, so it was good. Gabriel and Mosquera were also great. Very, very solid between the pair of them. There were a couple of stray passes. Even Raya had a couple of stray passes, which had me worried for a moment, but overall it was fine. Timber was also amazing. Timber, not only did he keep Gakpo quiet, but he also was occasionally breaking in, trying to give that extra man when we are getting into the second third of the game. But no, it just wasn't to be for us. And if you go into midfield, I think that was the reason why. Now Zubimendi, he was okay. I wouldn't say that he was great. I think he had a couple of stray touches. He was playing like he was a bit nervy. I don't know what that was about. Maybe it was the Anfield crowd getting to him. He was being booed all the time because of that connection that they had. And then even Declan Rice didn't have a great game, to be honest. So I think that also reflected. I think because Declan wasn't having a great game, the eyes were more on Zubimendi because of that. And Merino as well. I mean, what do I say, man? This guy, if you check his like average position in the game, he was like roaming around in these sort of areas. It didn't make any sense when you are literally put to be that second person. Now I can understand it from a out of position point of view, because in a situation where we don't have Kai, we don't have Martin Odegaard fit and available to start. They are the two players who always lead our press or have led the press thus far in Arteta's system. Now, I think he put Merino on for that, so that when they were out of possession, it was sort of a 4-4-2, and where you had Merino moving in up here, and then him and Gyökeres are running around together to lead the press. You had Rice move in, Martinelli move in like that. But he just doesn't have that same quality uh, as a creative person. I can understand that he still put in that makeshift cameo performances for Arsenal as a striker in the second half of the last season. But then he can't create much. And in this game, we needed somebody who was willing to take the risk and create. And it didn't happen. Instead of Marino, this is the place where we should have seen Eze. Or, I mean, even when they put Odegaard on, I wasn't really happy with him. Odegaard also did not take any chances. He had one touch in the opposition penalty box, and even that was from a pass from Eze. Eze made that move, and instead of trying for a shot, he just tried to move it to his right and then just play a cute pass to Gyökeres, and that made no sense. And this was still when the game was nil-nil. So I think a Wanyeri would have shown more creative ambition in that sort of a situation. I'm not sure what's up with uh, Odegaard and Martinelli. I want to show you this clip from Martinelli as well. You see this. Now, I'm not going to play it because YouTube keeps messing with me every time some video comes up. So I'm just going to give these stills. So this is Martinelli. This is in the 9th minute. He's running. This is Gyökeres. He's running. And there's this huge space and he's running in. Okay? So we're just going to go frame by frame. You go here. He's going. He's going. See, you see Liverpool are backtracking. That's Konate. He's backtracking. You have Van Dijk trying to come and close the channel down. See, look at how much space there is. And this is where I don't get it. Look, right here. Right here. This is where you make the pass. Make the pass in there. Make the pass in there. Right there. And he's ready to run. Gyökeres is ready. Let's see what he does. Boom. The moment is gone. Van Dijk is here now. That pass is not going through. Look at Madueke. Frustrated. He's like, what are you doing? And I can't. I just can't. And then now you see this. We have gone from a situation where where my striker could be in here. We have gone to a situation now where he is now stuck here behind. He doesn't know what to do. He sure as hell isn't going to get the ball. What is the point? What is the point of this sort of run? God. I was screaming at my television when this happened. It's just such bad decision making, and I don't understand it, because Martinelli 2-3 seasons ago, he would take his man on every chance he got. He's always trying to get into the box, try to get to the byline, then give a cutback or do something, cause some sort of chaos. And he's become so timid. It's like he's borderline scared, sort of like he's afraid of something. I don't know. And it's just, it's frustrating to watch, because these sort of moments, and you look at him now, he just messes it up here. He's here, the momentum is lost, everything is just done. And look at him now. He does that famous Martinelli shuffle of his, absolutely pointless skill move or whatever you want to call it. And then Konate just marshals it out. Look at this. I mean, what are you gonna say? Again, another player that I think did not deserve to come on, or did not need to be brought on in in this sort of a situation, is Max Down. Max Dauman came on in the 89th minute out here to replace Madueke. I think he was our brightest spark in attack, to be honest. And Dauman tried to, do what he does and get into the box down the wing, see what he can do. And it was just a it was just an evident difference in the levels. Like, this was a boy, and you had Kirkes and Van Dijk, and they were men. And they just saw him try to do that and just stuck a foot out, took the ball, moved on. It wasn't, and I don't think Dauman needed to be put on in the 89th minute when you're chasing a win or chasing a draw or basically trailing at Anfield against these sort of players. It didn't do him any favors, in my opinion. I think Wanyeri would have been better over there. As it is, you had already chosen to put Odegaard on instead of Wanyeri earlier when you replaced Marino. Even those substitutions, I think, came very late. I think those substitutions needed to come much, much earlier. I think Eze and all should have come on around the 60th minute, because it was around the 60th minute that you saw Liverpool actually start growing into the game. They had a goal in and around that time which was offside, so that was ruled out. And the game was there for the taking, in my opinion, but we just didn't do enough. Now, where do we go from here? I think the international break has come at a decent time for us. It'll be interesting to see how we are as a squad after the players come back. We've signed Piero Hincapié, but then at the same time, we have lost Saliba to injury. I don't know how bad it is. We have to wait for that. I don't know, man. I'm not sure if Arteta doing this sort of tactical approach makes sense when you are trying to win a title. You have to show the ambition that you want to win. We were trying to not lose. Now, I can understand that sort of mindset, but I don't think that is the mindset of a team that believes that they can be champions. If you believe you can be champions, you will go and play. And I mean, I saw Arsenal play more, how to say, risky passes in their own box than in the Liverpool box. And so those risky passes were actually dangerous to the point where if they went wrong slightly, we could be at the receiving end of a very embarrassing goal. But that sort of risk taking needs to happen in the final third in front of the opposition's box and inside the opposition's box. It can't be happening in my box. It can't be happening in my half. So I think he needs to work on that. Now, again, it's still early. I think I'm still going to give time to the players to gel. Eze's just come in. We'll see how he is going to fit in. I'm still going to give Gyökeres some time, but I'm not going to be too harsh on him for this game because we know that Konate and Van Dijk love playing against this sort of a striker, somebody who's big and bullish, and they love to get stuck in and make it a physical contest. So I've seen them do it to Haaland as well. So again, I wasn't expecting Gyökeres to come and pull up trees at Anfield. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I think I've rambled on enough now for this. Let me know your thoughts. If you think I've said the right thing or the wrong thing anywhere, if you want to agree with me, disagree with me, put your point across, you can do it in the comments. You can share this video with anyone you want. You could consider liking it. It's free, doesn't cost anything. And like I mentioned earlier, I'll be leaving a link for my artworks as well. If you want to check them out, be a real help. That's been it, guys. I'm gonna leave it at that. We're gonna try and come up with another video as well for the transfer window and encapsulating everything that's happened. It's been a crazy window, really massive in terms of spending as well. We'll do that as well. And that's it. More content to come. Stay tuned. See you around. Bye. Peace.